Arm tanking? Okay. So move up, above GN today, or DN, and we broke through, gamma neutral, into close. We did not get above the weekly GN, but we got above the monthly at 60.58. I think the monthly probably matters a little bit more here. We'll see if we hold that in the overnight. So we'll have to see what happens. Qualcomm's earnings look like they beat, so that should be fairly bullish. And we did break above, not only back above 60.40 on ES, but we snapped above 60.78, which means the next upside target on ES is 61.13. After that, 61.38.50, where the bull signal is, and where our prior top failed. I wouldn't say that we've really broken to the upside of the trend here. There was kind of a rising wedge this morning, but that failed. This was like here. We got a little support and bounced, but there's still a chance that we find some resistance here and fail again. I would say that this is still, the last like 2 days are still really low volume. We're not getting a ton of volume to the upside, despite moving a little bit higher. Weak, but still bullish. Yields nosedive today on lower inflation expectations with the ISM print. We saw dollar draw down as well, losing quite a lot of value against the yen. If we take, well, we'll look at that next. Commodities up a little, tiny bit. Oil's still down pretty hard, but it looks like metals are up. Precious metals did okay. Agricultural stuff not too bad, kind of mixed. Materials, kind of mixed too. Correlation turned around a little bit though. We saw a big move into dispersion. Nvidia being the primary beneficiary of that, moving up 5.35% today, picking up several hundred billion in market cap, I think. So big move on Nvidia. Rest of the Mag 7, not so much. Meta did okay. Meta was up end of day. Actually, Meta didn't do that much today either. AVGO? How did that do? Yeah, AVGO is up about 5% today, so that picked up some ground. Up over $1 trillion also. Which is pretty impressive. For the carry, we saw leverage fall off throughout most of the day. It kind of started to turn around a little bit into close. The forward yield to volatility down at negative 5.54%. Bond volatility not moving much, but with today's decline in yields, we should see bond vol pick up. As that picks up, I don't know if we're going to see correlation break down or not, but they're probably going to move inverse each other for today. Skew picked up a little bit yesterday, not very much. Still a lot of downside hedges on the chain. Some of those might have fallen off today. As we moved above gamma neutral, we should start to see more put selling near spot, and that'll build up, support for bulls around like 60.50, at which point we can see if they leverage things a little bit higher. 61.63% of the S&P above its 20-day moving average, and we're not seeing too much short vol, at least not enough to like really trim down the correlation here. VIX cash VIX still pretty highly correlated at 80.3% today, and still kind of marching up pretty slowly. I would say that we're still likely to experience some more volatility events while that correlation's really high. Fed fund futures moved back towards a little bit towards a rate cut this year, but not very much. And the bear steepener fell off super hard, especially with the drop in the top end. The 10-year moved back below 4.5. We saw the 20-year drop below 4.8. So part of this, the Treasury funding announcement, but most of it, the ISM slowing down, reducing the risk for potential overheating. And on the technical side of things, we managed to bounce off of the 30 MA, coming down and testing it pretty early this morning. Next resistance to the upside that probably matters about 60.72 and then 60.99. Those are minor. What really matters to the upside is 61.28, which is still quite far out of the money, but this bounce is starting to pick up a little bit of momentum. It's getting slightly more bullish. I would say we still really need to break like the 61.20 high from last Friday, and then, you know, the 61.28 high to really confirm anything. Otherwise, you know, we're still very much in a downtrend here. Now, I guess that. But here, I would probably look around 60.80. If we do get a rejection there, we might get a new lower low. And there's still some things that are kind of uncertain. I know there's a meeting with Japan and Trump later this week. But so far, no discussions with the EU or China. And so both of those tariff possibilities are still kind of up in the air. Anyway, I think that's about it for today. I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow. Have a good one. Later.